At 60, 70, and beyond, many people still believe they're doing everything right because they walk every single day. And that is exactly why so many don't realize there's a problem until it starts affecting the way they live. Because the body can still be moving and still be getting weaker where it matters most. You can still go around the block, still stay active, still feel like you're doing the healthy thing. But then, one day, something small exposes what your daily walk never fixed. You hesitate stepping off a curb. You grab the kitchen counter without thinking. You need momentum to get out of a chair. You stop lowering yourself to the floor because deep down, you're no longer fully sure how easily you'd get back up. That's when this stops being about exercise and starts becoming about independence. Walking is good. Let's make that clear right away. It helps circulation. It supports the heart. It lifts mood. It keeps you from becoming sedentary. But here's the part. Most people over 60 never hear clearly enough. Walking does not fully protect the systems that keep you steady, strong, and capable in real life. And that's why two people can both walk every day. Yet one stays confident and independent longer, while the other becomes more cautious, more limited, and more dependent with time. The difference is not just movement, it's targeted movement. Because after 60, the body doesn't only need activity, it needs the right kind of challenge, the kind that tells your muscles to stay awake, your balance to stay sharp, and your strength to remain useful in the moments that actually matter. That's why, here on Senior Health Circle, I want to show you 3 exercises that work better than walking for the areas that tend to decline fastest with age. Not because walking has no value, but because walking alone leaves dangerous gaps. And the first gap usually shows up lower in the body than most people expect. Not in the knees, not in the hips, even lower. And when this area weakens, the signs often seem harmless at first. A little wobble, less confidence on stairs, trouble balancing while getting dressed. That quiet instinct to reach for a wall, a chair, or a railing. Most people brush those things off as normal aging, but often they're the first warning that your body is losing one of its most important protective systems. 1. Heel raises, the strength most people don't know they're missing. If you want to know how prepared your body is to catch you when you shift, stumble, or step onto uneven ground, pay attention to your lower legs. Your ankles and calves do much more than most people realize. They help stabilize every step you take. They help you adjust when the surface changes. They help control your body when you lean forward, step down, or recover from a small loss of balance. And when they weaken, the body becomes less responsive in the exact moments when quick control matters most. That is why heel raises are so important. They may look simple, but done correctly. They strengthen the muscles that help support balance, improve control through the feet and ankles, and make you more stable from the ground up. Here's how to do them. Stand behind a sturdy chair and place your fingertips lightly on the back for support. Keep your feet about hip-width apart. Then slowly rise onto the balls of your feet until your heels lift off the ground. Pause briefly at the top. Then lower back down with control. The key word is slowly, not bouncing, not rushing, not using momentum. Because the real benefit comes from control, especially on the way down. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions, rest, then do a second round. For many adults over 60, that's enough to feel these muscles working in a whole new way. And when that begins to happen, people often notice something surprising. They don't just feel stronger, they feel steadier. And that matters, because the next problem walking fails to fix doesn't begin in the legs at all. It shows up higher, changes the way the whole body carries itself, and affects more than most people ever suspect. That next weak point often appears so gradually that most people never connect it to strength at all. They think it's just age, just stiffness, just the way the body changes over time. But look closely at many adults over 60 and you'll see the pattern. The shoulders begin to round, the head drifts forward, so the upper back starts to collapse. And once that happens, the body doesn't just look older, it starts functioning differently. Breathing becomes shallower. The neck and lower back take on more strain. Standing tall for long periods feels harder. Even balance can become less reliable because posture affects how the body stacks and stabilizes itself from head to toe. And here is where walking falls short again. Walking may keep you moving, but it does very little to reverse the position many people spend hours in every day. Sitting, reaching forward, leaning over counters, looking down at phones, collapsing into chairs. Over time, that forward posture becomes the body's default. That's why the second exercise matters so much. 2. Seated band pull-aparts. The reset your posture has been missing. This movement targets the muscles of the upper back and rear shoulders, the exact muscles that help pull the body back into a stronger, more open position. Muscles that often become weak and underused with age, especially in people who spend far more time sitting than they realize. And when those muscles weaken, posture doesn't just change visually, it changes physically. You start carrying tension in places that were never supposed to do all the work. The neck tightens, the shoulders creep up, the chest collapses. And little by little, the body starts moving from a less stable foundation. That's what makes this exercise so valuable. It helps restore strength where so many people are losing it quietly. Here's how to do it. Sit tall in a sturdy chair with both feet flat on the floor. Hold a resistance band in both hands at about chest height, arms extended in front of you. Then slowly pull the band apart until your arms move outward and your shoulder blades squeeze together behind you. Pause briefly, then return with control. If you don't have a band, even a towel pulled tight can help you practice the same movement pattern at first. The key is not to yank the arms back fast. The goal is to open the chest, keep the shoulders down, and feel the work in the upper back, not in the neck. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions and do 2 rounds. As it gets easier, you can increase the resistance slightly or slow the tempo down even more. And this is where many people notice a shift they weren't expecting. They don't just feel their posture improving, they feel less collapsed, less compressed, more lifted, more in control of how they carry themselves. That matters because posture is not cosmetic. It influences how you breathe, how you balance, how your joints line up, and how confidently you move through the day. When the upper body starts giving out, the rest of the body often follows. But even that is not the most overlooked loss after 60, because there is one more kind of strength many people don't realize they're losing until daily life starts getting harder in very specific ways. Pushing yourself up from a chair, bracing against a wall, opening a heavy door, catching yourself if you start falling forward. And walking does almost nothing to maintain that ability, which is why this third movement may be the one that changes the most for people who have felt active, but not truly strong. That last kind of strength is easy to ignore because most people don't test it until they need it. And when they do need it, it's usually not during exercise. It's during life. It's when you push yourself up from a low seat, when you steady yourself against a countertop, when you carry bags in from the car, when you reach forward and need your body to control the motion instead of collapsing into it. These are everyday moments, but they depend on something many adults over 60 are quietly losing: upper body pushing strength. And this is exactly where the third exercise comes in. 3. Wall push-aways, the everyday strength that helps you stay independent. This movement trains the muscles of the chest, shoulders, arms, and core in a way that directly supports real-life function. It helps you maintain the ability to push, brace, and control your body weight safely, all without getting down on the floor. That matters because many people avoid upper body strength work after 60. Some think it's too hard, others assume walking covers enough. But walking does not train this pattern, and without it, simple tasks can begin to feel heavier, slower, and less secure. Here's how to do it. Stand facing a wall at about arm's length. Place your palms flat against the wall at chest height. Keep your body in one straight line from head to heel. Then slowly bend your elbows and lean your body toward the wall. Pause briefly, then press yourself back to the starting position with control. Think slow and steady, not rushed, not sloppy, not collapsing through the middle. Keep your core engaged and avoid letting your hips sag or your elbows flare too wide. The more controlled the movement, the more useful the strength becomes. Start with 8 repetitions, rest, then do a second round. As you get stronger, you can step slightly farther from the wall to increase the challenge. And this is where things begin to come together. Now, you're no longer depending on walking to do everything. Now you're training the 3 areas it leaves behind: lower leg stability, upper back posture, and upper body strength. These are the qualities that help you stay capable in the moments that decide how independent you feel from one year to the next. So here's a simple way to put this into practice. 2 or 3 times a week, do heel raises for 8 to 10 reps, seated band pull-aparts for 8 to 10 reps, and wall push-aways for 8 reps. Rest briefly between rounds and aim for 2 rounds of each. That's it. Simple, manageable, realistic. Keep your walks if you enjoy them. They still matter for your heart, your mood, and your routine. But now you're filling the gaps walking cannot fill on its own. And that is where real change begins. Because the goal after 60 is not just to keep moving, it's to keep functioning, to keep standing up with confidence, to keep catching yourself when life gets unpredictable, to keep carrying, reaching, pushing, and recovering without feeling like your body is slipping away from you. That's why these 3 exercises work better than walking alone. They prepare you for life, not just motion. So before you leave this video, do something simple. Try 1 round of each exercise today, just 1. Feel the difference for yourself. And if this helped you see aging in a smarter way, subscribe to Senior Health Circle, like this video, and share it with someone over 60 who still believes walking is enough. Because sometimes the smallest change in a routine creates the biggest change in what your body can still do. And that changes everything.